I feel like everyone, like our hearts are like locked. I just feel like that's a normal human thing. You start with an open heart and then you lock it tighter as you get older. Our show and our like art that we create is basically unlocking of our hearts and hopefully other people's.
It's very joyful and it's very like full of life, but it's also very emotional, so it's very real. It's just very expressive, so people can get into it and relate to it, and we can relate with them, and it's just like a very powerful experience.
And then go into me probably.
Okay.
So I don't know if we want to ask something else, but we'll do that. Start with that.
Sing. Yeah.
So when I do arrangements, I just kind of like feel something or something pops in my head out of nowhere. And I'm just so visual. If you see like music written out, like with the notes, I kind of see that in my head, but I see a little more to it than just the way that it's written. I see it a little differently. And I basically see how you want to fill the space, and then you want to have nothing, and then you want to fill. You want dynamics. So I see a part, I see the section, and I see like the parts in there, where they are, and where they're moving, and I just want to fill in the empty spaces, basically, where they need to be filled. Some places you want it to be thin, then you want it to be thick, then you want it to be nothing, then you want it to be medium, thicker, whatever it is. And I know the girls' voices so well by now that it's so easy to be like, oh, she's perfect for this part, she's perfect for that. I know what their strengths and weaknesses are. I guess there is like a method to it, but it's not like, I'm not like, okay, for this, I'm gonna do that. It's more like, oh, this one will work really well with this kind of thing that I've done before. Let me try that, or let me try something new.
I remember in the earlier part of the album writing process, we knew we wanted to do a Christian album, like not necessarily that every song was a worship song, but we wanted to have a good amount of worship songs. Our faith is something that's always been really important to us, and to be able to put some songs out that express that faith and that experience that we've had with God, it's just been such an amazing journey for us. And Your Name is Forever is, to me, whenever I hear it, it just brings me so much joy. It's like, it makes you feel so happy. It makes you feel so like just praising God with joy. To this day, it's one of my very favorite songs on the Alive album. I love it.
Timing, right?
Close, a little more of an O in the beginning. What was it again? It's ho, don't get, perfect. All right.
I say, Lord, your name is forever. Lord, your name is forever.
Here, can you?
Yes.
Try to do a little more of a run on the ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Right. Try it here. Yeah, even a little more. And put an H.
I wrote most of the song one more night, and it was actually inspired by a fan. She had been struggling a lot with her life, and she had a lot of things going on, and she was messaging me one night, and she was telling me about it. She just wanted to give up on everything, and she was like, everything is so hard, like, I don't know how I'm going to have a positive future. And I was telling her, I was like, please just like go to sleep and just keep living and just wake up tomorrow and then do it again. I was telling her, like, literally give it one more night, like I was saying that to her. The next day, then, we were supposed to write songs for our album. Christina was like, write some lyrics and send it to me. And so the verse and the pre and the chorus all just kind of like poured out of me, and I just wrote all the lyrics, and then a melody just popped into my head for the chorus. And then I sent it to Christina, and she finished the song. And it came out really well. That song just means a lot to me and to our fans, and I am so happy with how it came across and how it was finished and just everything about it. Like, I'm so proud of it.
When it comes to arranging the harmonies, specifically in the studio, because live covers are a little bit different, I usually let Christina handle that more. In the studio, I like to, see, this is why, because when we're doing it live, it takes more practice and repetition, and she's better at like being persistent about that, whereas in the studio I can just write a part and give it to someone and be like, hey, sing this. One. Yep. Dan, yeah. Try to connect and evermore, so it's kind of more like forever and ever. It's like and ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do that. And ever.
So 4 years ago, I was 21 and I was going through a major heartbreak. It was probably the most painful heartbreak I'd had in a long time. Just one of those situations where you deeply connect with a person that you know that you shouldn't be with. And I was just like gut-wrenchingly sad. And I remember reaching out to one of my friends who was older and wiser, kind of like a guru mentor person for me. She said something to me that struck me and that I think about to this day. She said, Catherine, what you are feeling is beautiful. In this moment, you are so human. It's stuck with me, and whenever I'm in similar situations, I go back to that pain I was feeling and that I feel from time to time. That makes me human, and that is beautiful.
H, hands for battle, my fortress, my stronghold. Stronghold, the H.
Every one of those consonants is like way too weak. Listen to this and you'll hear they're almost like buried. I think if you strengthen those, the whole thing will have a lot more energy.
Trade my hands for battle, my fortress, my stronghold.
I wrote this song early in the morning, and the night before was actually like a really hard night for me. And I was just thinking, like, how am I supposed to wake up tomorrow and like live tomorrow and like do all these things I'm supposed to do when I feel like I can't handle anything. I got out of my bed and I just like fell to my knees on the floor, and I was just praying. I was like, God, please help me, because I just knew, like, yeah, I can't do this, I can't. And the only way I'd be able to like get through that was by turning to God. And in the bridge, when it says, you are the strength in me, like, that was really what I realized, is because in those moments when you feel like you can't handle whatever it is, it's okay, because He can handle it and He can help you through it.
That's one of the parts.
Yeah, the last one.
Alright, you do it in the last one, kind of.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's probably why. It's slightly different. I just think it's such a hook.
Okay, so I can go.
My God is gracious, my God is holy, my God, He lifts me up.
love of a man in a nutshell is when you realize that you did something awful and you didn't mean to. Your goal was not to do something horrible or to hurt yourself or to hurt anyone else or to be bad. I basically had a really bad experience with a very bad guy, and I lost my first kiss, and I was wanting to save that for like my wedding, and then I kind of realized that maybe that wasn't the right path for me, but still, it's like it should have been in a better situation with a better person. So it was really difficult, and on top of that, it was like that experience was like the cherry on top of a very moldy cake. Like the last like 6 months before that was like bad thing after bad thing, and then that was like the final thing that like broke me, and then that whole summer was like really hard for me. I was going through a lot, and I kind of brushed it aside and was like, whatever, like I wanted that and I made that decision and it's fine, it's over, blah blah. But then in October, August, I started thinking about it, and I was like, I realized how low my self-esteem had gotten. I was like, holy cow, like I have not been treating myself well at all. I've been treating myself like trash, and I've been saying that like it's fine, it doesn't matter, but really I was just trying to tell myself that I don't matter and I don't deserve better. I kind of started to wake up and I was like, oh my gosh, like I want better than this. I looked back at my actions and I was just really sad. It's realizing that you did something bad with like actually really innocent intentions. Like that's what I'm saying in the chorus. Like I just wanted him to hold my hand. I just wanted to be in his plans. I just wanted him to understand. Like I just wanted to feel loved. It's supposed to give you compassion towards yourself and other people and realize like you did something bad. Don't do it again. Stop doing that. But don't beat yourself up like you're a criminal or something, because you had innocent intentions and what you wanted was love, and you just went about it the wrong way. And now you can go about it the right way and ask for what you want in a good situation and look for what you want in good ways instead of the way that you did before.
That was so weird. No, it wasn't home run, it was just really weird.
No, that was a home run. Everyone laughed.
No, that was so weird.
Definition of a home run.
It was a home run.
It was so weird.
I think I got it. By the way.
400.
Oh my god.
Hey, come back in with that forever.
Yeah.
Wait. Danny, forever and ever. Do that. That sounds good.
Alright. This is good.
Wow, Danny.
Yay! That was so good.
That was lit.
What the frick? Did you see it? Did you hear that?
I think we like it.
Did
Do
she
that
hear
again.
that?
Two more?
Yeah, let's just keep going.
The song My God Is Here, so that was a really exciting experience for me because I've written melodies in the past, but I've never really contributed melodies to an album of ours. I am usually much more of a lyrics person. I write poetry, so to write melodies that made it on the album was very exciting for me. And how I wrote that song, I was driving home from church one day, and I don't remember what happened. I actually don't think anything really happened, but I just, for some reason, was overcome with this feeling of pure love. That's the best way I can describe it. And to me, that is what the Holy Spirit feels like. It's just this wash of love, and it's very pure and it's very overpowering. And I parked my car in my driveway and I just started bawling. I started crying so hard, and I had this very strong desire to sing, and it just came out of nowhere. I was like, I need to sing. So I started singing just this little melody that came into my head and recorded it on my phone, and I sent it to my sister Christina, and she was like, this is good, we should make a song out of this. And then that became the song My God Is Here. So that was really exciting for me.
What happens when I record after Danny? See, that's Danny's mouth and this is my mouth is right here. So that doesn't work.
The good news is I can fix this.
Forever. The waters. Wait, do I do all the way in? Forever. Your name is forever. The whole shebang. Okay. My hair is really messy. Whatever. My goodness. Please. Forever. Though I walk in the midst of danger, your right hand saves me. The Lord is with me to the end.
When I was like 15, 16, I started to get like more into music, and I really wanted to like do this as a career and stuff, but everyone thought I was basically out of my mind, and people like where I grew up were not very encouraging. And it just seemed like anytime I talked to anyone about it, everyone would tell me how stupid of an idea it was, basically. And it would like get me really down. I was like, why does nobody think this is a good idea? Is there like something wrong with the fact that I'm like trying to believe in myself here? But somehow I'd be able to like get back up to a place of like excitement, even though nothing around me was showing any excitement for what I wanted to do. So it was this time where I had to like kind of rely on like this like thin string of hope. I was like holding on for dear life. It's like stringing me along, and I'm like,
The way that I see it is every decision you make, every kind of thing you come up to in life where there's like a fork in the road. I think there's two ways you can go. I think there's a special path that's only you. It's unique to you because you are completely unique. There's no other you in the world. So you have your own path. You don't have the same path as anyone else. But I think there's a second path, and it's the path that your friends or sometimes your family or people you don't even like, or maybe society, or maybe everyone else your age goes down. And that's a path, there's a bunch of people on it, it's really wide, it's easy to see where it goes. You can see pretty clearly. Then there's the other path you might want to go, but it looks like it's pretty uphill and it's a lot harder to see. And that's your unique path. You don't know what's down it because no one's ever gone down it before. It's your path. And I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing that I want that's average in life. I don't want the average marriage, right? I don't want the average lifestyle. I don't want the average anything. It's just not that good. I want what's right for me. I want something above average.
I used to write songs like all the time. Well, I still do, but back then I used to write them all the time, especially on like Friday nights when my friends were like all at parties, and I was like, should I be going to these parties? Is there something wrong here? And I wouldn't go, and instead I'd be like writing. There's always like definitely like several habits I can think that I need to like stop, and I'm like getting on myself about them. At the time, it was liking my brother's friends who were not very good for me, and boys in general who were just not the best for me, and I just knew it. I was like, this is not a good idea, and it was getting me in a lot of trouble. So I wrote this partially about that. I was like, I really want to like change this. I want to do something different. 8 years later, we reworked it for our album.
We really get to like take people through it, and we get taken through it as we do it. Like every time, there's so many shows like where I just cry or sit on the stage and forget where I am, and just, you know, you're going through a rough week and all of a sudden you're in the middle of a show and you're just like, oh, I get to just breathe and live right now. Because that's what I like about our job, is we don't have to, like, you can be like on all the time and looking perfect and pretending your life is great, but you don't technically have to. And once we realized that, like, we became so much more free, and I can just let go, and it makes a very stressful job into a very stress relieving job, and it makes it like a damaging job into a healing job.
It really is like, it's like a diary page basically, and it's like me, it's us like being vulnerable and being personal, and then you like put that out there into a song or a performance, whatever it is, and I'm like putting myself out there, which is a really incredible feeling.
So when I was 16, one of my favorite things to do was sit on my deck at my old house, and it overlooked the ocean. So I'd sit on my deck when it was a full moon, and it would be so beautiful. The moon would be directly over the ocean, and it was one of the most magical things I'd sit there and I'd talk to my friends on the phone. I would journal. It was like my place to be alone because I shared a room with Christina and Catherine at the time. So one night I was sitting there and I was like, I don't write lyrics really. I was like, I felt really like confused. I was like, am I a writer? Am I not a writer? Like, I haven't tried anything. I haven't really tried to write. So I was like, well, why not just try to write? So I just started writing things, and I wrote a few parts of things, and then I wrote that, and I realized that I was writing it to kind of remind myself that, okay, good things, like good relationships, good people, they still exist. Because at that point in my life, I was very down about everything. I had like no friends. I sure as heck did not have anything resembling a boyfriend. I had nothing. I felt like I had no chances to like get out of this situation, because when you're 16 everything feels extremely permanent when it's not actually at all. And I just didn't have anything to hold on to, so I wrote that as something that I could hold on to until better days had come into my life.
Yeah, let me ask one. Hey, Danny?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the state of your voice today? Would you rather do this solo a different day, or do you feel like you got it?
I think it's fine.
No, I mean like,
I don't know.
So on a day-to-day basis, basically what we do, it kind of depends on the projects that we have going on at that time. So if we're working on an album, we'll be recording a lot, we'll be writing a lot of lyrics, we'll be kind of going through and coming up with like a vision for the album, like what do we want the music videos to look like, what do we want the like promotion to be like, kind of like planning it out. We pretty much do everything ourselves.
We like write our songs, we make the visions, we figure out like where God basically wants us to go as far as we can tell through like our intuition and like gut feelings, I guess. I don't know. Because I mean, obviously you can't just like call up God on the phone and be like, hey, so where am I going? You know, I'd like that.
When we wrote this song, Love Song, it was actually a few days after our grandma passed away. And we already had a writing session planned, so we were like, okay, we should just do it anyway. We could probably get something good out of it because we're all really like emotional right now. And actually the people that we wrote it with, the guy comes in and he's like, I just had a huge cup of coffee and I really want to write something upbeat. And that we were all like, and I was like, can we write something more like calming and like peaceful? And I'm really happy with how this song turned out, because really that's what it is. It's just like a peaceful lullaby when you're in a lot of distress.
Haha, yeah, I think I saw you do. And he's like, that's
Here we go.
awesome, thank you. Do you make videos?
This love is all sing, I got joy voices, I sing.
That's good texture right there.
hey. So I want to encourage you guys. This is something I've been focusing on a lot and trying really hard lately. I notice when I take that path, the path, what is it, the road less traveled? When I take that path where it's like, I don't know about this, but I feel in my gut, this is a good idea, it's different, it's scary, but I should take this. It never turns out bad. It can be hard, challenging in the beginning. Sometimes it's a failure, but it never turns out bad in the end. When I take the one everyone else is, it never really turns out that great. I just kind of end up where everyone else is. So if I don't follow that other path and I just go down mine, I'm gonna get my unique life, and it's better than anything I could ever make on my own. I pray a lot about this, and I ask God, which way should I go? I go with my gut feeling. I feel like God speaks to me in gut feelings. I'm like, okay, that's the right one. So I just want to encourage you guys. I know you all have decisions coming up. Everyone does every day. You might have some big ones. I want you to just go with your gut feeling, even if not everyone is telling you to do that. Go with what's a little bit scary. If it scares you a little bit, it's probably a good one. Go down your unique path, and you're gonna find a unique and incredible life that's gonna take some climbing, but you're gonna find it's above where you would have ended up otherwise.
I actually have the poem that I wrote in my phone. I wrote it in my phone that night, and it was on November 18th, 2013. So this is the poem I wrote. It's called Alive. A girl sat alone on a hill. on a cold autumn night. Her face was wet with the tears of 1,001 long, lonely nights. No one came, no one called, no one cared. And yet, everything was all right, for she wrapped her hands around her knees and faced herself in the reflection of the stars. She consoled herself, pressing her hands to her chest and feeling her heart beat steadily. 3 words rang out through her tears, through her chest. I am alive. I am alive.
I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I feel because I'm alive.